Joining me now in a Fox Business exclusive, eBay CEO Jamie Iannone. Jamie, let me get your assessment of how the U.S.-China tariff agreement could help eBay from what you know so far.
Yeah, I think it could help us because, we're there to serve small businesses. So the clarity of what's happening with tariffs, I think, is helpful. We have a lot of small businesses who are really nimble and they adjust. What we saw from our China-based sellers before was that they opened up new corridors of sale, like into UK and into Germany, to really grow their businesses. And so we do see it as potentially beneficial.
Okay, and again, as we're looking at the relief that may come from the lower duty on goods imported from China, what do you expect to see in your marketplace? Because we're heading into the key holiday season where, I love eBay. We've talked about this. You need a lot of more customers at this point.
Well, look, eBay has a lot of momentum right now. In fact, I would say it's healthier now than since I've started as CEO over the last 5.5 years. And we put up a really great quarter. Our GMV grew 8%. Our focus categories that we've been investing in, they grew 15% year on year. Our U.S. business was the real highlight and standout. It grew 13% year on year. And so we come into the holiday with actually a lot of momentum. Consumers, especially in the U.S., have stayed strong for us. And we're seeing broad-based strength across the board, across all of our focus categories, across all of our price points, both high and low. Our luxury businesses, I know you bought a great purse off of eBay recently, as we talked about last time, Liz, all the way down to parts and accessories, really broad-based strength across the board. So we come into it with a lot of momentum and strength.
Okay, so help me understand why then you lowered the outlook for the holiday season.
Yeah, if you actually look at it, we beat expectations this quarter across the board. And we gave guidance of 4 to 6% for next year, which is, strong mid-single-digit growth. There's lots of the quarter left to go. As you know, in holiday season, the next 8 weeks are the big weeks of the quarter. Mm-hmm. But coming into it, we aren't trying to signal any softness. In fact, the business is, as I've said, stronger than I've been since, the last 5.5 years. The other thing that's different is eBay's really a place that has value. We focus on used and pre-loved and refurbished. So even in our international markets where the consumer is more stretched, they turn to eBay because of what they can get in terms of, they can get a used product that's just like new or a refurbished product that's 40% off. And really leaning into that value has been a key part of our value proposition. And I think that makes us more resilient no matter what's happening in the macro environment.
One of the things that we've seen, I want to say just this week, massive layoffs. Amazon laying off 14,000 people. Target laying off more than 1,000. We've got UPS, 14,000. And at least in the case of Amazon, they are pointing to AI as part of the reason that they are hearing from shareholders. And they've also seen the actual aspects of this, that shareholders really want to see slimmer headcount. Is that going to hit you guys?
What we're focused on is, as we use AI to make our employees more productive, is how do we invest those into more and faster innovations. And so on the selling side, we're now building AI where you just hold your camera up to the phone and it'll list everything about, that item that's right in front of you, all of the items, the descriptions, et cetera. We have a new AI shopping assistant. We're actually using agentic commerce to shop on the platform. We just launched with Apple Visual Intelligence, so you can use your Apple camera and find items on eBay. So we're finding productivities are allowing us to innovate faster and move faster. That's allowing us to get into new areas of growth like eBay Live. We're investing into live commerce because we love what we're seeing. Our live commerce business, our run rate is 5 times what it was just a year ago. Last week, we had a seller come on. He listed, dozens of watches starting at $1, and he made over $1 million in that one multi-hour stream with eBay Live. So, we feel like we're in a great position because we're leveraging 30 years of data and innovating at a faster pace because of AI.
$1 watch. God, I hope that lasts. I hope it keeps time proper.
He started the auction at $1, and he ended up selling them. In total, more. He sold dozens of watches for $1 million. So it just shows you how much interest there is in this new format of live commerce. So we're seeing it in watches, in collectibles, in handbags, in fashion. It's a great new tool for sellers on eBay.
How much are you investing in tech for 2026?
You know, what's great is we've been building on this awesome foundation that we have in AI. We just built a unified AI commerce engine, which allows us to take our own proprietary LLMs, 30 years of data and insights, along with our hybrid cloud infrastructure, and really build a whole next-gen experience. But what's great, Liz, is we've been able to build all this AI, still staying within the financial realms that we've had historically. So we still only spend about 4 to 5% for CapEx as a percent of revenue.
Okay.
And that's because our teams are incredibly efficient about how do we use our own models and our own data to drive really great tools and technology for customers.
Well, Jamie, I know it's a rough day for you. You know, it's a tough day for the stock, but we appreciate you coming on because I always believe that now is the time to get out there and at least tell the story of the future for eBay. Appreciate you coming on.
Very excited for the future. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.